They can turn this thing around. It can recover. It could be brought round.
Once we go in, we're gonna swim as a group. Ready? Are you excited? This is not only a Bahamian problem or an Androsian problem. This is a problem for everybody in the world, and especially our neighbors next door in America, because we are one of the big nursery areas for marine life. And, you know, a fish that is born and spawned in the Bahamas could end up someplace off the coast of New York.
I believe the coral reef will survive because more people will know about it, not to trash it, and not to throw all the kind of chemicals and stuff in it. By keeping the swamp clean, keeping the water clean, I think it will survive.
It's going to be okay because the children of the Bahamas is going to protect it.
In Harbour Island, North Eleuthera, I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, Prime Minister Davis addresses regional leaders at CARICOM in Bridgetown, Barbados. Also, a father is shot and killed in a brazen daylight ambush shooting in front of his daughter. We've got the details. And later, yesterday's fiery inferno off Gladstone Road has been put out, with residents in the area hoping it sends a message to junkyard owners. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm Devontae Hanna, filling in for Desmond Saunders. Well, the Davis administration is touting a surplus for the first 6 months of the 2024-2025 budget year. This as government is ensuring the country and indeed the world is aware of its plan to reform the economy. Here's Altaviz Munnings with the numbers.
$1.4 billion. That's how much government revenue has been incurred during the first 6 months of the 2024-2025 fiscal year. And according to the Ministry of Finance, that's a gain of $142.2 million over the prior year. Responding to a February 20th local daily article on the deficit, Finance Ministry officials declare that this figure represents the highest ever recorded growth for any first half year revenue performance, and the increase is expected to continue in the fiscal year's second half. Finance officials attribute that second half increase to historical revenue analysis, showing 57% of the total, especially from tourism, value-added tax, business license, and property taxes, is collected during that time frame. Government's expectation of an improved second half fiscal performance is in line with the surplus position of $72 million in the prior year, following the deficit of $44.8 million in the second half of fiscal year 2018-2019, known as the last normal year before the COVID-19 pandemic. Finance officials declare recent performance made in reducing the overall deficit to 1.3% of gross domestic product for the 2023-2024 fiscal year, and the anticipation of a further improvement to 0.5% this fiscal year. The Ministry of Finance has also confirmed the first $25 million tranche payment of the $50 million for the government's membership subscription towards the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean, which will provide the Bahamas with access to a new $200 million semi-concessional funding envelope. Finance officials feel the local daily's commentary lacks an appreciation for government's stepped-up revenue enforcement measures that continue to yield positive results. The Ministry of Finance's statement concluded that the government is committed to ensuring that its fiscal operations are conducted in a manner that supports sustainability through a reduction in the overall deficit. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Well, government leaders from throughout the English-speaking Caribbean, including Haiti, concluded their 48th regular meeting of the heads of government of CARICOM in Bridgetown, Barbados yesterday. During a joint press conference, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis provided an update on the climate agreement reached at COP29, which has now been replaced by a new collective quantified goal. This new framework aims to supersede the previous $100 billion regime in which wealthy countries were expected to contribute. The leaders have now agreed on a revised approach to climate financing.
It was intended to be set up to have funds made available, and we will continue our quest to ensure that is properly funded. And all I can say is that we should continue on our advocacy to ensure that not only finance is available to small developing states like ours who are most vulnerable to the climate change, but also to ensure that there'll be easy access and timely release of funds once a request is made and it is made available.
Well, the Prime Minister was also asked about the state of Associated States of CARICOM, still administered by the United Kingdom. Mr. Davis singled out the Turks and Caicos Islands.
They're troubled because two of them, the constitutions had been suspended. That was TCI and BVI. The TCI suspension is finally being lifted, and relief is being had where the will of the people of Turks and Caicos Island will be now more prominent, and their will definitely be carried out through their elected representative. Before then, it was stifled.
Well, shifting gears tonight, in a scene that chills the soul, police are locked in a relentless pursuit of several gunmen whose actions claimed a man's life right before his young daughter's eyes. That tragedy unfolding in the Baintown area. Akovo Pyfrom has the latest details on that horrific incident. But before we proceed, please be advised that the following footage contains graphic content that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Distraught relatives and shocked residents all looked on in horror this morning as a man described by many as a decent person who never troubled anyone lie dead. The country's latest murder victim. His family identify him as 24-year-old Quintero Arnett. From the surveillance footage, you see the moments three armed gunmen approached Arnett, who at the time was at this Dunmore Street eatery with his girlfriend and young daughter. They opened fire, and in moments, Arnett, who tried desperately to get away, was dead.
What we know, preliminary reports indicates that the victim was at a local establishment when a light-colored Japanese vehicle passed, pulled up. Male occupants exited the vehicle and opened fire on the victim, shooting him fatally.
Arlene Anderson knew the victim and says he was a devoted father, a boat captain, and a mechanic. She, too, is heartbroken by what has happened.
I think that when we get to this kind of a point, it's simply because people are not ascribing to finding love, finding reconciliation, looking to conflict resolution. We find every other alternative but allowing love to win. And I think it's the result of what we see this morning.
This latest incident coming on the heels of a fatal shooting in Montel Heights Thursday night that claimed the life of a 19-year-old man. Police insist they are relentless in their pursuit of criminals wreaking havoc.
However, criminal elements will be out there and they will have their motives of how they move about. But I can tell you we have dedicated and committed officers patrolling every single community within the Bahamas.
Now, police tell us they are following significant leads. Also, they're being aided by CCTV cameras, which are all over this area, so they hope that they can bring this matter to a resolve very shortly. Still, though, they are asking for the public's assistance. If you have any information that can assist them, to come forward or contact them at 911, 919, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Thanks for that story, Corville. Well, still to come, one organization's plea to put peace on the streets. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. More news in a moment.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, With BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Get to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
In kitchens across the Bahamas, the fiery kick of goat peppers is a familiar taste. But for Chantel Ferguson, it's the heart of a growing business. Sourcing these vibrant peppers from local farmers, she crafts rich, flavorful spices and sauces that bring the essence of the islands to every dish.
Kind of like I stumbled across dealing with the goat pepper. Basically, one day I made some sauce, and I sent them to my brother, gave him a little sauce that I make that I normally, like we all have a way of preserving our peppers. So I just sent a little bit of it with him, and he called me back, he was like, hey, where you get that sauce from? It's like, that bad. He's like, what you talking about? That's just a little something that I do just to preserve the peppers so they don't go bad. He's like, you need to market that.
What started as a passion for bold flavors has now turned into a brand that's catching the attention of quite a number of Bahamians. With every bottle and jar, Ferguson isn't just selling heat. She's bottling the essence of Bahamian tradition, one pepper at a time.
A lot of people ask me, why goat pepper? I love my country, love being a Bahamian, and I just feel like we're losing too much of ourselves, and like, because goat pepper is something that's ours. Since I got started in the business, I understand also that goat pepper is gradually becoming extinct, and I would want to keep something that's ours for as long as I possibly can.
And her products aren't just regular sauces and powders. Ferguson continues to push the limits by adding peppers in unlikely places.
So my customer favorites are basically like the candies. What I did, I took the traditional Bahamian Benny peanut and coconut cake and added a little gourmet twist on it with goat pepper. And then also the lime and pepper seasoning. That's everything you basically need in one package for your seafood. But basically in our household, we use it on everything from seafood to chicken. We use it on vegetables. We use it on fruits. So yeah, and then also the hot sauces. Those are basically the favorites.
So if you're interested in trying any of Ferguson's products, head on over to Facebook and Instagram for more details. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Safety first.
Welcome back. Friday's fire at a junkyard on Gladstone Road has been extinguished, with firefighters bringing the blaze under control late yesterday evening. However, residents of the Victoria Gardens subdivision are expressing concern, saying they believe the junkyard is ill-suited for the area. Many are urging the owners to take the fire as a warning and consider relocating the operation away from the residential neighborhood.
This sort of business, I think it isn't a good idea to have a business like this out there, because you have, I think, easy car park, car place, then you have a new subdivision up the street there. You don't know where, the fire is going to end up. It will end up uncontrollable.
Well, in other news, the appearance of these poles in your neighborhood signals the Rotary Bahamas is actively engaging with local communities. The organization has introduced a new initiative aimed at fostering unity and addressing growing concerns about neighborhood crime. Although modest in design, the poles serve as a symbol of hope, collaboration, and a shared commitment to positive change.
What I've done is worked with other organizations to provide peace poles, and then what this does is just shows our commitment towards our road to peace, which we've seen as a national issue that we now trying to find our way to contribute to ridding ourselves of crime and all of these other injustices.
Well, for Rotarians, the unveiling ceremony was more than just about erecting physical structures. According to them, it's about building a stronger sense of community, one where neighbors no longer stand apart but stand united. And as one member puts it, these poles are not just to be seen, they are a call to action.
Plant poles everywhere, right? And then what it is that it's not a one-time thing. It's not a plant a pole and then leave and you never see us again. What it is a commitment that we have now identified certain areas where we do see that there's maybe an issue with our youth, issues with, as I stated, as different criminal elements. So pretty much what I'll tell them that it all begins with me, meaning that it begins with each and every one, but it ends with us. So what it is that it's all about a collaboration. But if you let us know, we are able and we are willing to come into the areas to provide the work. But then once we have done our initiatives, it's all up to them to continue the work, to continue it within your respective communities.
All right, good stuff there. But still to come tonight, we're talking all about men's basketball. Sports is on the other side of the break.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Hey, Daisy. Hey, honey. You got no message for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money? At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, and say I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The countdown is on. The first ever Excellence in Education Awards is coming to the Atlantis Resort on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. I'm excited to host this red carpet event which honors
extraordinary educators and officers within the Department of Education for their exemplary service,
innovation, resilience, and commitment
to the advancement of education. We realize that our educators are the shapers of the future generations.
And we want them to know that their insights and contributions are deeply valued as they bring the curriculum to life.
awards include over 16 categories aimed at celebrating the diverse contributions of teachers, officers, counselors, and special service workers.
See who will receive the District Best Practice Award.
Guidance Counselor of the Year, Technical Officer Best Practice, Innovation, Student Success Advocate, and Administrative Excellence Award.
Student Choice Award, and even the Unsung Hero Award.
The Bahamas is richer because of the sacrificial and brilliant work of these outstanding educators and officers in the Department of Education. So, join us
as we celebrate excellence,
resilience, and commitment,
and innovation in education.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
The Sports Report is being brought to you by the Sedurwood Knowles National Junior Sailing Championship.
Welcome to your Saturday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping Sports Time is winding down at the 41st edition of the Hugh Campbell Basketball Tournament with the heavily anticipated pool finals set for Sunday. However, on Friday, teams would try their best to lock up their spots in the pool semis set for later this evening. In the opener, this one would be an epic back and forth between the Gateway Academy Eagles out of Bimini and the Kingsway Saints. The two teams would trade the lead back and forth until the final minute of the game. The Saints would cling to a one-possession lead, but ultimately a costly turnover down the stretch would lead to their demise, as Gateway would capitalize and come up clutch down the line and send the Saints marching, winning 38-37.
Well, first of all, to God be the glory. Great things he has done. We were down by 4 points with 20-something seconds left. I told the guys we need to get a turnover. We need to play aggressive on defense. We got a nice layup, and then also we got a steal to the end with a foul with 0.8 seconds left. And I told the guys just all we need to do is hit one, and he hit a shot, and we had won the game.
Game 2, the defending Hugh Campbell champions, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, would take on the very game the Agape Christian Eagles out of Abaco. The Rattlers would be put on upset alert early as the Eagles would come out smoking from behind the arc and take an early lead. The Rattlers would seize momentum, but still would only cling to a 1-point lead at the half. In the second, the Eagles would give the Rattlers all they could, pushing them to the brink, but ultimately CI's size on the interior proving to be just a bit too much. They would escape with a 56-42 win in a game that was much closer than the final score would indicate. Game 3, and I don't know if we necessarily could call this one an upset, but it certainly put tournament watchers on notice as the defending Hugh Campbell runner-ups in perennial power out of Grand Bahama, the Sunland Baptist Stingers, would run into the buzzsaw that would be the CC Sweden Cobras. CC would get out to a 20-10 lead and never look back. The story of this one, CC guard Tavari Roker, while he may be small in stature, his game is anything but. He would pour in 29 of CC's 48 points as they would beat Sunland 48-39.
We wanted it more. We didn't drop our season game. We supposed to win. Nobody gonna mess with us, so we come in this game hungry.
And what was the mentality throughout the game just to remain focused?
Lock in.
Game 4 would be another Nassau-Freeport matchup. This time, the reigning Grand Bahama High School champs, the Tabernacle Baptist Falcons, would clash with the fast-rising Arm Bailey Pacer program. Early on, it would look like another potential upset, with Arm jumping out to an early 6-zip lead before Tabby would storm back. This one would also be much closer than pundits would have initially thought, with the Pacers' undoing would ultimately be an astonishing 36 turnovers that would see the Falcons turn into 20 fast break points to walk away with a 50 52-45 win and to lock up their spot in the pool semis. In the nightcap, the reigning GSSA champs, the Anatol Rogers Timberwolves, would face off with the BAISS champions in the St. John's Green Giants. This one did not disappoint either. A fast-paced affair by two of the more well-coached teams in the country. Anatol's depth proving to be a bit too much for SJC in the second half as they would win this one 47-42 to move on to the Elite Eight. Now, the teams that lost on Friday would not be eliminated but still have an opportunity to advance with a win. Those games and scores not available up to news time. However, we'll give you an update on all the action from Saturday and who advanced to the Final Four in Sunday's Sportscast. So on hoops, the Bahamas men's national team riding a wave of momentum after a resounding win over Cuba on Thursday at the FIBA AmeriCup qualifiers. Next up for the 2-4-2 Global Power, the USA, tomorrow evening. Forwards Dario Miller and Keno Burrows says Team Bahamas will be ready to show up and show out.
It's the USA. It speaks for itself. You know, every game is an opportunity to showcase yourself. And also, we playing for the name on the back to the family. We playing on the name for the front. So we just want to get a little bit of rest now. It was a tough 2-day trip. Only had 2 days to prepare. Tough 2-day camp.
Best thing, man. Best thing. I hope they can come out and support us in full on Sunday. We definitely need the crowd. You know, we have Team USA coming in. It's going to be a big game. But the crowd that was here tonight, they were loud, cheering, showing a lot of pride for our country.
That's when we look at your sports on this Saturday. I'll check on weather when we return.
The Sports Report has been brought to you by the Sir Deward Knowles National Junior Sailing Championship.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We love to brighten up for that big bad storm. For selling tiles, blank tiles. Tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be proud. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Make this year your best year yet. Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Blessings gonna find me.
Well, it's now time for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist